Hello, and today, we're going to benchmark Prometheus on the
That
Steam.
won't be necessary. I already know my performance result.
Oh, for a moment, I thought my test subject was talking to me. Must have been the wind. Anyway, we'll be benchmarking Terminal Aide 0017 on the Steam Deck in Honkai Impact 3rd. Our test will take place in the Elysian Realm. We'll be doing deep sequence, and we'll play on Inferno difficulty. But first, we'll have to go over some configurations I did on the deck. Steam has this game on its platform, but the account I play on is not tied to a Steam account. Also, it doesn't boot with Steam OS on this device, so we'll be using Windows 10. Thus, I increased the UMA frame buffer size from 1 to 4 GB. For my benchmark overlay, I usually have MSI Afterburner running with Riva Tuner to display live stats. However, Afterburner doesn't pick up all the sensors I use, but it still tracks relevant FPS counters. Steam Deck Tools for Windows actually displays temps, speeds, and usage, but doesn't show the FPS average and percent lows. I could run it with Afterburner, but sometimes the overlay flickers. When I record with my capture card, the capture frame rate isn't ideal when running Windows, though it's fine when running Steam OS. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you a playthrough on quality settings with Steam Deck Tools and OBS running all in the Steam Deck, and also do some unrecorded playthroughs of some graphic presets for proper frame results, which I'll show you at the conclusion segment of this video. Now, I'll go over my setup for this AI. I actually do have both her weapon and her stigmata set, so of course we'll be using them. With all that out of the way, it's time to test.
完了。指示をください。検索は構いませんが、おしゃべりに適した場所だと思いますか？目的地座標確認準備完了。指示をください。はい。せい。ご指定くださいました。
常識を覆して人類の考えを超えて喜ぶがいい開演の時が来たバランスに気をつけましょう随時キャンペーンシステム制限解除オーダーロード殺してくださいましょうバランスに気をつけましょう戦略のさあ随時キャンペーン 示をください。ファイナルスキップ。スイッチキャンペーン。指定スタミナにして目的地座標確認。
喜ぶがいい。開演の時が来た。
今まで訪れた多くの場所にかなりいい景色ですね。完了。指示をください。見せてあげる。バランスを気をつけましょう。戦列を配置完了。ファイナルスキップ。戦列をスイッチキャンペーン。戦列をバランスを気をつけましょう。スイッチキャンペーン。指定スタミナにして準備完了。指示をください。目的地座標確認。スイッチキャンペーン。 開演の時が来た。
完了。指示をください。行動開始。前方の状況を確認中。バランスを気をつけましょう。指令再開の制限解除。オーバーロード開始。勝利。システム指令再開の再起完了。ファイナルスキップ。バランスを気をつけましょう。戦略行動開始。前方の状況を確認中。万有引力を感じました。システム勝利。再起完了。ファイナルスキップ。戦略追跡完了。システムオン。制限解除。オーバーロード開始。勝利。バランスを気をつけましょう。戦略制限解除。オーバーロード開始。戦略システム進行して語り合い万有引力を感じました。追跡完了。準備完了。
なんだか私たち結構な回数
バランスを気をつけましょう。万有引力を感じました。勝利。追跡完了。制限解除。オーバーロード開始。拳で伝えられました。バランスを気をつけましょう。戦略
ありがたく受け取ってちょうだい。
戦略勝利。制限解除。オーバーロード開始。勝利。バランスを気をつけましょう。拳で伝えられました。制限解除。オーバーロード開始。戦略再起完了。ファイナルスキップ。戦略バランスを気をつけましょう。再起完了。ファイナルスキップ。戦略
かわいいものができないのではな。
戦略バランスを気をつけましょう。
ありがたく受け取ってちょうだい。
制限解除。オーバーロード開始。拳で伝えられました。追跡完了。拳で伝えられました。予想通りの利益でした。
The test has been completed. So, we learned that the Steam Deck is capable enough to play this game while also recording footage with OBS. Very impressive. Although you can see instances where the CPU temperature spikes often when I activate my support units, which also happens to cause stutter. I have the fan settings running at max RPM via Steam Deck tools during gameplay, since I figured it would be warm with OBS also running, but it's not like it's thermal throttling, as far as I'm aware. Even without OBS running on quality settings, the temperature can still spike even into the high 80s. I went and benchmarked all the graphic preset settings capped at 120 FPS for these 4 floors. I avoided using supports that would stutter the game. Performance mode was the closest to 120 FPS average, and had very good 1% lows, but it averages closer to the 110s at the 15th and 17th floors. Still, it's the best settings to get the most frames possible. Since we aren't getting perfect performance anyway, HD settings are probably the better option though for similar frame stats that are just a teeny tiny worse. Quality settings ups the rendering, shadows, and reflection, and flips on all the post-processing settings. So now we start to see noticeable performance differences from HD settings. The floors will average in the 90s and the 100s. The 1% lows are not as ideal as HD mode, but are still fairly decent. Max settings will max out all the local values in the settings, but we got somewhat similar results compared to quality mode. I'm not actually sure how much this affects the Elysian realm, since these settings were originally just for AFO 2. If I were a pathetic human, the settings I would use is max settings capped at 60 FPS, because I wouldn't like the feeling of heat near my fingers, so the temperature is lower, and the frame rate is more consistent than 90 and 120 FPS. The game will average at 60 FPS with occasional micro stutters, and will still hard stutter when activating supports. Conclusion: this game is obviously completely playable on the Steam Deck, but you'll have to play it through a Windows operating system, as it won't launch on Steam OS. Now that I got that over with, who shall be my next test subject?
How about I hack into that cute vessel you have and change some things around?
Wait, where am I?
No, stop, no, no!
Oh,